Everything just fell. Hello my fellow weebs, my name is Bianca and this is my weebie YouTube channel. Now in case you missed it or in case you're new, I changed my name, I updated my icon. I was never the biggest fan of my original name, but I think I've settled on something that is me and is a little bit less constricting. My new icon was drawn by a personal friend of mine and I absolutely love it. If you're interested in her work, check her out at SandRuins on Twitter. But anyway, today's video we have an unhaul. I feel like because it's the start of a new year, it's time to get rid of the old in order to make room for the new. So the manga I'm going to be getting rid of in today's video are either from series that I just have no intention of collecting, series that I read and just didn't like, so having them in my collection makes no sense, series that I read and enjoyed at one point but I just don't see myself rereading, or a series that I just have duplicate volumes of. Now first up, I'm getting rid of volumes 1 to 6 of Blue Exorcist. This is kind of sad because when I first got into anime again, this was one of my favorite series, but since then it's been about 8 years or so and the series just hasn't really gone anywhere in my opinion. As of right now, this is still an ongoing series and I did peek at the newest chapters and I feel like the same things are happening today that were happening back then. Primarily Yukio and Rin just fighting. I don't know if there's a reason, but I'm just like, come on, it's been years and you're still fighting, guys. Like, why? I just kind of fell out of love with the series and I'm not gonna collect it, and these are just taking up space. So goodbye Blue Exorcist. Next up, we have the first 3 volumes of Anonymous Noise. I honestly don't know why I started collecting this series because I'm pretty sure I bought them after I watched the anime and I didn't like the anime. I found it boring, so I don't know why I thought collecting the manga would be a good idea. I bought the first 3 volumes. I'm pretty sure I read them, but I don't care. I do love the spines of these volumes and like the covers and the art. Like that's all amazing, but just like the story in here and the actual characters. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. This was a mistake. This was a dumb move on my part. Next up, we have volumes 1 to 3 of Wolfsmund. So this is an older title. Yeah, it's from like 2010. So this is a dark fantasy and I am a fan of dark fantasy, but this is like dark fantasy. You have a lot of violence and, you know, blood, gore, and like assault. But I feel like all of that is just done for shock value, and you know, if you look beyond that, if you look towards the characters and like the story, there's not much there. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you anything about any of the characters, like not even their names, because they just didn't really stick out at all. So yeah, definitely getting rid of this. It's been in my collection for too long and I finally accepted that, you know what, this isn't for me. Okay, next up is The King of Disappointments. If you watched my newest video, you'll get what I'm referring to. But yeah, Food Wars volumes 1 to 6. Is anyone surprised? I bought these at a time when I was absolutely loving the anime and I was sure that I was going to collect the manga in its entirety, but since then things have changed. The anime is finally over and it ended very badly. Having these volumes in my collection just makes me sad and just makes me think just how shitty the ending was, so I'm gonna get rid of them. And I feel like a lot of people feel the same way because the last time I went to my local used bookstore, every single volume of Food Wars, like 1 to 30 or so, was on the shelves. Disappointing. I'm over it. It's a waste of space. So goodbye Food Wars. Next up, we have Special A volumes 1 and 2. This is an older shoujo title that I'm honestly not interested in at all. I read these first 2 volumes and I liked them, but not enough to collect the series in its entirety. I know there's an anime of this and, you know, maybe down the line I'll check it out, but just right now it's not a priority to watch or to read and collect, so we're getting rid of this. Another pretty underwhelming romance title is My Little Monster volumes 1 and 2. This is another series that when I read it at the time, I really liked it and I had the intention of collecting it. Like, this is a short series. I think there are only 13 volumes, but it's been so long since I first read it, and recently I like flipped through the pages and just nothing stuck out at me. So I'm kind of over it. I think for this one I waited a little too long to continue and now I just don't care. but you know, at least I have that one season of the anime that I'm pretty sure I enjoyed, I think. Oof. Okay, next, volumes 1 and 2 of Kieli. Is it Kieli? Yeah, Kieli, I think. So these 2 volumes are the complete story, and while I did read them and think they were okay, I have no intention of ever rereading them, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So next up we have Battle Royale volumes 1, 2, and 4, and actually volume 2 is still sealed. I don't know if you can see that. This is an old series, and I remember when I started collecting and I was watching like manga collection videos, this was in everyone's collection. So I felt like it should be in mine, you know? I enjoyed the movie and everyone seemed to love it, so I was determined to collect this. But it's been like 8 years and I've only gotten these 3 volumes, and this is like a very out of print Tokyo Pop series. I know the volumes are very high in price and I'm not willing to pay that. And if I'm being honest, I really don't have any interest in the manga. I'm gonna stick to the movie, and I have the novel, which I haven't read, but I will read it. I've been holding on to the idea of collecting this series for so long that, you know, finally getting rid of it. Wow, all the time I wasted. Okay, next up we have volumes 1, 13, 14, and 15 of Pandora Hearts. The only reason I'm getting rid of these volumes is because these are doubles. I have the entire series somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it's up there. And I just have no use for these doubles, so I'm gonna get rid of them. The funny thing about these volumes is that volumes 13 to 15 were the first volumes of Pandora Hearts that I ever purchased because they deal with my favorite character. But I bought them in person at a Barnes & Noble, and I just remember when I got the total, it was like $40 something, and I was in shock because I was like, what? Manga's that expensive? Yeah, it's that expensive when it's Yen Press and you buy in store. Next up we have Love and Hell, the complete trilogy. So this is a pretty big omnibus. Now this is a pretty cute and spicy romance type of story. It's funny in like a fucked up kind of way, kind of. I read this years ago and I really liked it, but since then I've never picked it up again, and if I'm honest with myself, I'm never gonna pick it up. I'm gonna get rid of it. It's pretty big, so it takes up space, and it's also like a weird size, so it's like smaller than your standard manga volume, and that kind of bugs me sometimes. So, you know, that's another reason why I'm getting rid of it. A stupid reason, but it's a reason. Next up we have 2 little one-shot volume stories by Arina Tanemura. So this is Ion, or ION, which is just 1 volume story, and then we have Short-Tempered Melancholic and Other Stories. So this is a collection of short stories, again by Arina Tanemura. The art is beautiful. Arina Tanemura has that, you know, beautiful shoujo art. I just wasn't that invested in anything, and I'm not gonna pick this up ever again, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Next up, a random volume of Mobile Suit Gundam Wing Endless Waltz Glory of the Losers. So this is volume 2. I bought this at a time when I was sure that I was gonna collect the series, but I'm not into Gundam Wing. I have tried to watch it, but I couldn't finish it, so we're gonna get rid of this because it's just taking up space. Next up is volume 1 of Akame ga Kill. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely love this volume of Akame ga Kill. I feel like this is one of the best first volumes, but I'm not interested in collecting the rest of the series. The anime put me off of this series. I know it's different from the manga, but I don't wanna get into this at all. So I think it's best if we part ways. This was so good, but no. Next up we have My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, Volume 1. If you saw my previous video, you know that I absolutely love this anime, so I decided to check out the manga and the novel. And I've read the manga and it was cute, but I have no intention of collecting the rest of it. Actually, I think I just changed my mind. I will in fact be keeping this volume of My Next Life as a Villainess. My thought process was does it make sense to collect the manga and the novel and, you know, eventually the anime of a single series? And I think the answer is yes, if you absolutely love it. It might be the same story, but it's in 3 different mediums, so I think that's okay. I'm keeping it. Okay, and the final volume is Sailor Moon Volume 1. Now, originally I was gonna collect Sailor Moon in these editions, but then I saw the Eternal editions and they're stunning, so I've decided to collect those instead. The Eternal editions might be a bit more expensive, but they are bigger, they have better quality paper, and there's more colored art scattered in them, so I think that's an investment I'm willing to make. And those are all the volumes that I'm unhauling this time. I'm sure I am destined to film more unhauls in my future because I know I'm holding on to things I shouldn't be holding on to, but you know, that is a problem for another day. Now, in case you're curious as to what I'm going to be doing with these volumes, I'm either going to be donating them to my local high school or I'm going to be selling them to my local used bookstore. I hope seeing me unhaul about 30 volumes or so encourages you to look through your own shelves, to ask yourself, hey, do I really need this in my collection? If you unhaul some manga, that means you have space for a new manga, and you know, that's never a bad thing, right? If you enjoyed this video, if you did, remember to like, to subscribe, comment anything you want down below, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye!